Hello everyone, this is Nico, and today I'm going to be going over a proof on the area of a triangle equals 1 half AB times the sine of C. So let's just jump into this. Uh, so I'm sure that many of you know that the area formula for a triangle that a lot of people learned is that the area equals 1 half base times height. That's the area of a triangle because area of a rectangle is base times height and a triangle is just half a rectangle, so 1 half base times height. And for this diagram that we have here, the base is labeled as A and the height is H. So area equals 1 half base times height, or area equals half of A times H for this diagram. The A and the H, they're just variables. They could be any letter, but in this case they're A and H. So that's all good if you have the height and you have the base. Very easy to find the area of a triangle. But there are times where you won't know the height. So, and in this case, you'd have to know what at least one of the angles, and you'd have to know the side lengths of A, B, and C in this diagram. But A, B, and C could be any variable, but you have to know the side lengths of the triangle, and you would have to know one of the angles. And in that case, you would have to use this formula here, which is area equals 1 half AB times the sine of C. So this is when you don't know the height of a triangle and you need the area, so you use this formula right here. And I just want to go over a quick and easy proof on why this is true and how this is derived. Uh, as all things are in math, nothing just poops into air. Nothing just magically appears. Everything comes from something, and this formula is actually derived from our original area formula, which is 1 half base times height. In this case, this is area equals 1 half AB times the sine of C. Excuse me. Or this is area equals 1 half the base times side B times sine of angle C. So if we're going to derive this, let's start with what sine of C is. So we know that 1 half is just 1 half, and in this case we would know what A, or the base, is. This is if we don't know the height. So to get the height as another value of two things that we do know, we can look at the sine of the angle C, because we know what, in this case we would know what C is, and we would know what the value, the variable B is. So we can set this up as sine of C equals H over B, because sine is opposite over hypotenuse. You know, SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So if you look at angle C, its opposite side is H, and the hypotenuse, which is the side across from the right angle, is B. So sine of C equals H over B. And if we want to get this in terms of H, we can put sine of C over 1, because sine of C divided by 1 is sine of C. Anything divided by 1 is itself. So sine of C divided by 1 equals H divided by B. So what we can do here is that we can cross multiply this to get something really cool. So if we cross multiply this, we can get H times 1, which is H, and that's equal to sine of C times B. So we don't know H, but we don't know the numerical value of H, but we do know that H is equal to sine of C times the side B. And in this case, we would know what those values would be. We would know angle C, we would know what B is. So if we know, so all we have to do then is just substitute sine of C times B in for H. Because if H is equal to sine of C times B, then we can just swap those two things out. And that is how we would get the area equals 1 half A times B times the sine of C, because sine of C times B is just substituted in for H, and we just proved that H is equal to sine of C times B, so we're just substituting that in. Area equals 1 half AB times sine of C, and this works for any angle of the triangle. We could have done the same thing with angle B instead of angle C. We could have done the same thing with one of the angle A's up there, and we would have gotten the same result, just with different letters mixed and matched in there. So area equals 1 half AB times C, area equals 1 half base times height, both of those perfectly valid. both of them have different uses depending on what we have given to us. So I hope you all learned something new from this. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.